Hello world, and so I'm going to go over a little bit of what I've been working on. I've got some description stuff here, some keywords here. I've got most of the app, I think, here. I was kind of, looking up keywords and kind of thinking, okay, I can make this, I can make that. But I was kind of making the app up as I went along, and I was like, well, the name here, simpler budget, bill organizer, which those are both keywords. This one's really good, but simpler budget was an app, so I put a colon and put another keyword. We'll see how that works. Yeah, I was like, simpler budget. Like, what do you really need in an app? And what I was thinking, what I really need, is I use Notes, right? So my wife and I share a Note, so I do want to add sharing, which is not here in this version, and the code needs cleanup. The UI needs a little more cleanup. I just went through a great deleting. I had a whole bunch of things, and I was like, this is too much, and it's all over the place. So I just deleted a whole bunch of code and kind of have a simplified version working again. And I'm going to do a little more tweaking and cleanup and call it good for a 0.1 release. So it's not quite finished, but it's close. And I'll go over some keywords in the UI here in a second. But basically, in Notes, I just enter in all the bills, and then I kind of type it out, and okay, that's how much we need to make a month, and then that's how much we need to make. I do a day and a week. I don't do hourly, but thinking about that, maybe I should do daily. Anyway, so this is what I kind of got. I got a simple little app. Simpler budget organizer would like to send you and this will do notifications too, which is nice. And I tested this out. I was running this last night. I put in, just like a 5 a.m. bill. I just said 5 a.m. bill. And then I set it to remind me on, the 15th at 5 a.m. And it did, little lock screen, local notifications. So again, this will be tweaked a little bit. This edit button needs to actually be functional. It doesn't currently function. These need to be tweaked. I had this in a setting. All the UIs kind of got shifted and moved. Like I said, I just went through a bunch of deleting. But you can see we have what you need annually, what you need monthly, what you need weekly, what you need hourly. So let's add our first bill. We go in here, and if I toggle this remind me, I can be like, well, yeah, I want to be reminded at 9 a.m. every on the 1st. It's probably when mortgage comes out. So you go here, you type in house, or you can type in rent or whatever, rent. And you put in here, and come on. I swear my computer, gosh. There we go. What do I'm not fighting my computer. You get, 2,700 for rent, sounds about right. Category, we're going to put this under housing, and we can do monthly, weekly, every other week, every other month, yearly, and one time. And I thought that was pretty good. I don't know if I do the every other week that often, but I do every other month on they've got so the city here, it's every other month. So that would be handy. Probably more categories and fine refinements you can do there, but rent's monthly. Hopefully that's not every other week. And so just rent alone, so 27,000 times 12, so we'll go 27,000 times 12 is 32,400. Look at that, the app's doing the proper math. Okay, get rid of that. And so just with rent alone, you need to make 32,400 a year. And that means you need to make 2,700 a month. That means you need to bring in $623 a week, and that means $15.58 an hour, which is $1 less. No, it's $16.28 an hour, I think, here in Thurston County. Anyway, so you have to, and this is before taxes, so maybe in a update, put in options to turn on a little setting screen. You can turn on say federal tax and state tax if you have state tax. Not all states do. But I mean, just to cover rent, and the 2,700 is I don't think I'm exaggerating there. So my last place I rented was 21 or something, and they were about to raise it before we moved. So that's, I would say, probably accurate. But on top of that, you also need to pay for power. Power, that's gonna be monthly. And then you go, where's the delete key? Power, and we're gonna say that's 400. It's probably not. It's probably accurate. Put under utilities, save. Now you're up to 37,000. Now you're above minimum wage, $17.88 an hour. And again, this is all before tax. So you can kind of see the idea of the app. It's, you can go in here and you can say, I need city. So it's like water, sewage, that kind of stuff, trash. Delete that. City, we'll say it's 320. And we'll say this is, again, utilities. And we'll say it's every other month. And then we'll do the reminder. Even though I should check the reminder, this is going to do it every month. Or maybe I got to check this. We'll say that city's due on the 8th of every month. 8 a.m. is fine. And we go save. Oh, and I'm going to put like a little countdown here. So, it'll have like X amount of days left. And once it gets down to like a week, it'll turn orange. And then once it gets down to like 3 days, it'll turn red. So you have like little reminders here. Plus you get push notifications locally. Yeah, you got rent, power, city. And again, you're now up to almost $20 an hour and you haven't even got food. So food is going to be a weekly thing. We're going to go food, which is in the, 120 a week, not 1,200, 120 a week. Cause I have 2 kids and a wife and a dog that eats out of house and home, and, weekly, for sure. So put that under food category, food and food. Don't need a reminder of that. You know when the fridge is empty. Did I get it? Yeah, food. And there you go. So this little app, and yeah, we're already up to 21 an hour, which is ridiculous. You can see it climbing up to the 60. So you get these little charts, little visuals, and you can keep on adding. And the idea is it saves all this. It has the recurring information, so you don't have to go in, and you can set it for the recurring dates. You could put in here, let's go Netflix. Apparently Netflix is like that. Netflix. Right? And let's say that's, isn't that 20 or something an hour? I don't pay for Netflix, but I think it's 20. That would be monthly, and it'd be under subscriptions. You do remind me. Why was I putting this in? Let's say it's on the 15th of every month. I'm trying to remember why I was doing this. Just to put more stuff in. Yeah. Oh, just maybe to show the timing, like the reminders. These are recurring so that you don't have to remember, oh yeah, we got whatever. But yeah, almost $22 an hour. But anyway, this is the basic app for a 0.1 release. Let me go over the keywords and how I kind of got that in the app description and stuff. So over here we got Astro, and I did a temporary app, and I told it to filter everything that's above 30 for popularity. In difficulty, I set it below 50. And so I've heard that these are good numbers to aim for keywords. Let's see. So simpler budget, you can see, is the best. That's why the name of the app is Simpler Budget. Bill organizer, if I do this, I go 60. You can see simpler bill organizer right here. It's 53, so it's just barely into the 50s. So I thought, and it's got a 47, so it's really high. So I tried to get that in there. Budget bestie, meet your new budget bestie right here in the description. Simpler budget, bill organizer. Oh, and financial calculator subtitle, which it's also here in the description, and it's right here. So just trying to kind of get this really optimized for keywords. And then I've got some ideas for version 2.0. I still need to look into this. This is the finance kit. I need to see if I can pull that off. I need to check my certificate, and I also emailed Apple because you have to actually email them and explain your app, and it has to be in the finance category to get all this. So hopefully I can do that. But the iCloud and then bringing it over to Mac and other stuff shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah. Hopefully this isn't too rambly, but I wanted to kind of go over an update. I'll get this cleaned up a bit more up and put it out by, tomorrow's Friday, put it out by, submit it by Sunday. Now that I'm focusing. Before, like I said, I had a tab view with different tabs, and this was in the settings. So like, I'll put it in the settings, and then, I don't know, I was all over the place. But I think this, for me personally, would be a useful app. So I was like, okay, I think this is it. And the idea is simpler, right? It's like you enter in what you actually pay, or what you actually need. What are your bills? And then see how you need to, like, you go in on Indeed.com or LinkedIn or wherever, and you can be like, well, I need 21 an hour. So if I'm got a full-time job with, $16.28 an hour, then I need to, pull up my calculator, I guess. This could be another feature, maybe if you had like split it between multiple jobs. Let's say you need, 22 an hour, 21.92, I think is what it was, minus 16.28. You need to go find another job that pays $5.60 an hour, so maybe some door dashing on the side or something. Anyway, that's the general idea, is make a hopefully useful app that's bare bones now, but could be expanded upon and made useful enough to maybe do some pricing stuff, because trying to make apps that are profitable too. So, because I'm like keyword research, but I want to obviously make it so I want to make something useful, but I want to make it hopefully more useful than this, like add features, and then start figuring out how to do pricing. But anyway, that's enough rambling. Yeah, and I even had more features in this because there was like income, expenses, and saving. I had all kinds of stuff. So I just like simplified it down. So I'll clean up this UI, and then I'll have a nice little bills app that hopefully has some nice keyword targeting and descriptions and does well in the App Store. But I'll get this out, and then I'll hopefully do some more tutorials, and then I'll try to start figuring out another app to do, as well as build out some features and push out some updates for this. So thanks for watching, and talk to you in the next video. Gonna find the stop button this time, right there. Ta-ta.